All right, folks. Once again, good morning. My name is Jeff Hooks. I'm the president of Victory Nutrition International. It is my privilege to welcome you to our Saturday Quick Start training call for this September 15th. It is technically 11:02 a.m. We had an announcement that we had to share. This is a business building teaching and training event. It's not a formal delivery. We want you to relax. We want you to grab, pen and paper, whatever you use to take notes. And our purpose for every single Saturday, we do a live Zoom training. And the purpose is very simple. We want to help you reach your goals with VNI. We want to help you and your team, whatever your goals and objectives are, in spreading our mission of health, hope, and abundance, of taking these amazing products and building a distribution business, building a customer base with these amazing products. We want to help you do that. And we're going to, whether you're brand new, we call it a quick start training. So obviously this is a perfect call and a perfect event designed to help you get your business off to a great start, designed to help you if you're brand new, if you're a new member, maybe you just literally just got involved and became a member of the VNI family this morning. Well, I know for a fact there were some product orders placed, and we've got some new members of the team that got started this morning. Maybe it was yesterday, maybe it was last night, maybe it was sometime in the past week. We want to help you get off to a great start. This is not designed, of course, to teach you everything there is to know about VNI. Thankfully, you don't have to know everything to build a profitable, growing business. What today is designed for, and every single Saturday, this is part of our system. This is part of, and we're going to talk more about system as we go through this morning, but this is a system of support designed to help you get through that learning curve quickly, give you a track to run on in terms of support, and help you get profitable. If your goals are, $500 a month part-time cash flow to pay off some debt, maybe to buy a new car, maybe to supplement your retirement, whatever the vision is, children's education, grandchildren's education, or if your vision right now is a little bigger in the sense of more income. Whatever the goal is, I always tell people, don't let the small money bore you, and don't let the big money intimidate you. We've got leaders that are part of VNI right now that have done what you want to do, and that's the purpose of this. This is all about helping you get where you want to go, and equipping and empowering you and your team to get where they want to go. And also helping you develop your leadership skills. That's what, if your goal is to build, a global business over time, even part-time, with Victory Nutrition International, we can help you do that. And this call is a step forward in that direction. So with that being said, one of the key attributes of success, if you will, with Victory Nutrition International is a commitment to learning. One of my favorite non-biblical quotes is from the former great UCLA basketball coach, John Wooden. And if you haven't read any of Wooden's leadership, Wooden, John Wooden, he's got a couple of really amazing books on leadership that are absolutely applicable to Victory Nutrition International and building a business, a distribution business, a big customer base with VNI. But John Wooden said, it's what we learn after we know it all that counts. And that's one of my favorites. It's what we learn after we know it all that counts. And that's such a powerful statement. We want to stay humble. We want to stay hungry. It doesn't matter if you're just launching your business or if you're one of our top income earners. We want you to stay hungry. We want you to stay humble. And as a team, myself included, we want to continue to learn and grow and improve every single day. That's what this is about. It's about getting a little bit better. It's about equipping yourself to be more effective at sharing these products, at being more effective at sharing the VNI story, at being more effective of discussing how this business model works, which, by the way, it's a very simple model. We oftentimes, and when I say we, I'm looking in the mirror. There's a mirror. I'm in the hotel room in Baltimore here, still on VNI business with our founders. And you know, I'm looking, there's a mirror right above the desk here. And so I'm literally looking in the mirror when I say that. It's about enjoying the journey of getting more excited, you know, the journey of being excited about growth. That's what's we want you to engage in, and there's an energy, there's a vitality in learning and growing and improving. And here's the key. If you're brand new, or we have a number of leaders. In fact, I got a couple text messages this morning from some members of our community that are plugging in, that are really kind of relaunching their V&I business. And whether you're listening to this live or via recording, we want to roll out the red carpet for you too. You're an important part of the V&I family. And if you're hitting the reset button, if you're hitting the refresh button and kind of setting the sails anew with your business, then this all applies to you as well. We want you to recognize that it's about progress, not perfection. It's about progress, not perfection. In other words, you don't have to put pressure on yourself to feel like, hey, I've got to have every single, you know, answer to any question anybody could ask about brain reward. I sure don't. There's really only one person that does, or maybe two, Bill and Steve. but it's about getting a little bit better today than we were yesterday. It's about sharing these products, sharing this business model with a smile on your face, with love in your heart. I call it sharing and caring. And that's what this business model is all about. So we're going to, every single week when we get together, we're going to teach you and help you focus on the core fundamentals that are going to help you build and grow your business. And we're going to focus on progress, not perfection. So I want to make sure that, you know, we all give ourselves a break. Don't put so much pressure on yourself like I've done in my career to kind of have, you know, all the answers. It's a team sport. And if you don't have the answers, it's okay. We can get you the answers. We can, you know, and the beautiful thing is it doesn't take a lot of answers to shake up a Protivite moment, or pour a 1 ounce shot of Protivite and invite somebody to taste it and say, here, taste this. What is it? Well, just taste it. And I love doing it when it's chilled, especially. And somebody says, what is that? Well, that's the most complete liquid nutrition program available. It's simple, it's convenient, it's complete, it tastes great, nourishing your body at a cellular level. 1 ounce first thing in the morning, and you're set. You know, that's it. Doesn't get any more complicated than that. Sometimes we try to, in our own mind, and again, I'm talking to myself as well, we feel like we have to fire hose people with tons of information, and we really don't. People, you know, not everyone, but a lot of people that you and I know, a lot of people that you and I meet, they want to feel better physically. They want to have mental clarity, and they're stressed, and they're battling anxiety. I've had panic attacks in my life and in my youth. I'm a type A driver, and particularly in my 20s and early 30s, I didn't listen to my body, and I pushed until my body said, hold it. And so there are a lot of people that need the brain food and the cellular food and nourishment that we have with our proprietary cutting edge science-based products. But they're not going to know about it. They're not going to learn about it unless you and I step out and share. And that's what this is about. So again, John Wooden, it's what we learn after we know it all that counts. And so what does that mean? That means stay humble. And whether you're you know, a top income earner or whether you're brand new, we want to embrace the journey of learning and growth, being a little bit better today than yesterday. But we don't want that to turn into pressure. It's about progress, not perfection. So we're not trying to put pressure on ourselves. We're just going to get a little bit better, and we're going to give ourselves a break. If we get out of our comfort zone and we're on a phone call with somebody and they ask a question that we don't know, hey, you know what? That's a great question. That's an awesome question. I can get that answer for you. In fact, if you'll go, are you in front of your computer? Go to yvni.com. Or are you in front of your computer? Go to vniscience.com. All the research is there. But in the meantime, before I'm role playing, before we, you know, we do the research, let's go ahead and get your body enjoying these products. Let's go ahead and give it a 90 to 120 day test while you're doing your homework. Let's do that. You know, so you can always invite people to go ahead and embrace the product. See, sometimes I think we oversell. When it comes to these amazing products, we make it a little bit more complicated than it is. I mean, let's face it, folks. People are spending, you know, millions of people are spending their hard-earned dollars on Centrum at the pharmacy, and they haven't done any research. It's just right there. They've seen a few commercials. They think it's got to be good. And so remember, our products, the science is there, the credibility is there. We want people to engage with the products, and sometimes that means going a little bit deeper and sharing some of the science and the research. Sometimes it's really just your recommendation. If I'm sharing with you, if you and I are friends and I share with you that I'm stressed, I'm not sleeping well at night, I've just got a lot going on like we all do with life, and you say, hey, I've got something that'll help you with that. Would you be interested in giving it 90 days to try and see if it works? Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Okay, great. We're going to get you on the Protovite and the Brain Reward, and let's go ahead and get your order placed and give it 90 days and we'll go from there. So sometimes, again, it's literally that simple. And I had to learn that, I don't want to say the hard way, but I had to learn that from experience, and you will too. So with that, let's go ahead and jump in. There's a couple principles that we're going to mention every single Saturday. And the reason we mention it, you got to ask yourself, why is the leadership team, it's not just going to be me, it's going to be a lot of other leaders and emerging leaders as we move forward that are sharing some of the basic principles every time on every event on Saturday. And again, this is a business building training. So this is not a product. We do other product trainings. This is all about taking these amazing products and teaching you how to build a customer base, teaching you how to build a distribution team. We've got so much to cover. But anyway, if you ask yourself, look, why are they sharing the same information every week? Some of the same information. Well, because it's that important. It's that important. So there's two principles that we want you to embrace, and we want you to teach your team this as well. Please, please teach your team, pay it forward. And number one, that is stay plugged in, just like you're doing on today's event. Stay plugged in. I'm going to talk a little bit more about what that means, but don't be a lone ranger. Don't try to build this business on an island, isolated, kind of by yourself. There's a support system in place, and it's not put together haphazardly. It's put together strategically, systematically to support you and to encourage you on your journey building and growing your V&I business. And folks, I always tell people SYSTEM is an acronym that stands for, obviously, SYSTEM, that stands for Save Yourself Stress, Time, Energy, and Money. System. Save yourself stress, time, energy, and money. What we mean by that is you don't have to figure this thing out. It's paint by the numbers. We know what works, we know what doesn't work, and we're going to teach you as a leadership team how to get through that learning curve and the few things that you need to focus on. The challenge in this business is if there's 100 things conceptually that you can focus on any, even part-time building your V&I business, there are really only 2 or 3 things that are going to grow your business and bless people by getting this product out. 97 of the 100 things are what I call tension relieving instead of goal achieving activities. And so we're going to talk more about that as we go forward. But number one, stay plugged in, just like you're doing. So stay plugged in means the weekly Zoom events. We've got more people starting to use the replays. We've got more and more people that are trusting the presentations on Thursday night. So if you don't know about this, we got to make sure you're plugged into the communications with V&I and with your upline coaches, your support team. But every single Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern in this meeting room, we deliver a product and business overview presentation. It's designed for you to invite guests. You provide the people, we provide the presentation, and we'll help you build and grow your business that way. It's a very important tool. And then it's an important part of our system. Then every single Saturday, we meet right here and we do a training. So you invite, let's say you bring on 1 or 2 new members of your team this week, and you want to get them trained, and you're brand new. How do you train them? You invite them and promote and plug them into this Saturday Zoom training, and our leadership team will teach and train your people. That's part of the system. There's a bigger system too. Every 3rd Tuesday, and you don't have to remember this, you can write it down, but every 3rd Tuesday, we do what we call a monthly corporate leadership call. So that's coming up this Tuesday at 9 o'clock. There'll be a communication that comes out from the company on Monday. And this is a monthly corporate leadership call where there's recognition, there's corporate updates, there's leadership development training specifically for the team. It's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity, again, to stay plugged in, to get filled up. Encouragement, inspiration, motivation, teaching and training, all of that. And there's other pieces of the system too. So stay plugged in. Stay plugged into the events. Stay plugged into your upline success team. Stay plugged into the back office and make sure, stay plugged into engaging with the products, folks. This is my travel. When I airplane travel, as I mentioned, I'm in Baltimore. I bring these. I bring Protovites too. But I travel with the concentrate. It is an awesome. It's if you've got long airplane travel, this is the most sturdy way to enjoy your Protovite on a daily basis. And so make sure you're using the product too. That's one of the ways you stay plugged in, folks. You got to be a product of the product. If and if you're only taking Protovite, I want to encourage you to engage with the N-Sorb, engage with the brain reward. And if finances are tight, that's okay. Let's use that. That's one of your goals. We want to build and grow your business, help you build and grow your business so that the income, the commissions and bonuses that are coming in offset all the cost for yourself and your family to be blessed by these amazing products. So that's one of the things. Stay plugged into the products as well. So number one, stay plugged in. Number two, do something positive every day to build and grow your V&I business. Do something positive every day. Consistency is the key, folks. Consistency creates momentum, and momentum is sustained through consistency. So it can be as simple as inviting, we had Dave Stoltzfus a couple of weeks ago featured in a training, and he and his team are taking these I call the beacon of light. These are the product brochures. If you haven't seen them, but they're awesome. It's got a welcome message from Mr. Bill Downs, our founder and CEO. And then it's got product overview information on each of the products. And what he does is he takes a couple of N-Sorb samples and staples them into the front of the little booklet here, and hands those out as part of his marketing strategy. And so, folks, that's just an idea. It's a great idea, by the way, but do something positive every day. Invite somebody to the Zoom event Thursday night. Invite somebody to taste a chilled Protovite moment. Have a coffee meeting. Invite them to taste the product. Share some information. Invite them to the Zoom. Invite, share, and then follow up. We're going to talk more about that as we move forward. But folks, maybe it's a follow-up. Do something positive every day to grow your business. Maybe it's just a follow-up. Maybe you've shared V&I. Maybe you forwarded a video to one of your contacts. Maybe you forwarded a recording of the Zoom presentation from last Thursday night, and you forwarded to them because they're interested in financial and physical wellness. So you said, hey, watch this presentation, let's talk. Maybe today it's the follow-up call, but do something positive every day to grow your business. And if you do that, your business building muscles are going to grow. You're going to get better. The more we do something, the better we get. The more we do something, the better we get. That competence leads to confidence. The more confident we are, the more we're likely to do something. So it creates this upward spiral of growth. Again, getting a little bit better today than we were yesterday. That's the power of how this model works. And all right. So those two things: stay plugged in, do something positive every day. Now, one thing I touched on last week, and I had a couple of really good discussions based on the Zoom training from last week. We talked about, if you look at the business, what does it take to be successful and now what is success? Success is whatever your goals are, whatever your vision is for your V&I business. What does it take to be successful? Well, you want to do the correct things correctly long enough. So I want you to write that down. Success is doing the correct things correctly long enough. We're not going to do a deep dive on that, but there's a couple points I want to make based on the conversations I've had in this past week. Okay, you can do the correct things correctly, but if you do them for a couple of weeks, you're not going to see the results. You're not going to reach your potential with your V&I business. Okay, success is doing the correct things correctly long enough. Okay, so you got to stay the course. Success is not doing the incorrect things correctly long enough. And what does that mean? That means if somebody's doing the wrong things, but they stay persistent and they stay with it for years and years and years, they're not going to have the results that they're looking for. They're certainly not going to have the results that they're capable of. That's why you don't want to reinvent the wheel. The wheel's been invented. And the leadership team, we're going to help you. We're going to teach you that. We're going to learn and grow together. But doing the incorrect things correctly, you can do the wrong things and do them perfectly. And you can keep doing them to perpetuity. You can do them for years and years and years. You're not going to reach your potential. You're not going to achieve what you're capable of achieving. And I've seen very smart, capable men and women in this business model not reach their goals, not reach their objectives because they weren't coachable. They continue to try to do things their way. And even though you've got people that have done what they wanted to do, they still wanted to kind of color outside the lines instead of paint by the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, paint by the numbers is straightforward. It creates predictable results. Sometimes people call it ego, call it pride. I'm not sure what it is. Sometimes it's just self-sabotage, but we make this business more complicated than it has to be. And so what we want to do is make sure you understand, it's about doing the correct things correctly long enough. All three pieces of that puzzle have to be there in order for you to reach your goals. Now, we're going to teach you, you're going to learn the basics, but that by itself is only part of the process. We're going to apply, you've got it. I can't do it for you. Your sponsor can't do it for you. Your upline success coach can't do it for you. You're going to learn the basics, beginning, if you're brand new, beginning on some of what we talk about today. You're going to apply those basics. You got to take action. It's that applied knowledge that creates forward progress. We don't want you to just learn. We don't want you to get stuck. If you look at the learning curve in this business, it's learn, apply, teach. Now, for those of you that have a team, I want you to absorb this. There's more depth to this than you might realize. Learn, apply, and teach. We don't want to stay, and that's a progression. That's a sequential progression, and it's never ending. Okay, learn, apply, teach. Learn, apply, teach. We want to continue to learn, but then we want to apply what we learn. If we stay stuck at learning, I call that eternal student syndrome. Okay, that's someone who's in a constant state of preparation. I'm going to read this, I'm going to study that, I'm going to go this, I'm going to this, and as soon as I learn everything, I'm going to launch my business. Unfortunately, that's whether it's intentional or not, that's a form of very sophisticated procrastination. I'm preparing to prepare to do the business someday. Okay, so we want to always learn every day. That's why you're here. That's why I'm here. We're going to learn from each other, but we want to apply what we learn immediately, literally within you want to take 1 or 2 nuggets from this event today and apply them in your business as soon as you can, today or tonight, tomorrow, as soon as you can. Learn, apply. It's that application. It's that taking action. That's where leadership by example is. Folks, I'll tell you one thing. One of the keys to the vault in terms of building this business and getting this product out and expanding this mission of Victory Nutrition, of wellness, of being beacons of health, hope, and abundance. One of the keys, folks, is leading by example, doing what you want your people to do. If you want your team to share V&I with the products in the business with new people on a consistent basis, guess what? You have to share V&I with new people on a consistent basis. If you want your team to have guests at the Thursday night Zoom event, I know you're 2 steps ahead of me. You need to have guests. You need to lead by example. The leader sets the pace. Well done is better than well said. So when we talk about learning and applying, taking that action, that's where leadership by example is. And folks, at the end of the day, leadership is absolutely all about example, modeling what you want your team to model. I call it, every night I used to ask when I was building the network, not as a corporate member of the corporate team my job is to support you and your team, to equip and empower, to do with the corporate team. We're going to do everything we can, which we already are doing, to give you cutting edge products, world-class science-based products, 40, soon to be 42 published clinicals on these finished products more scientific validation on the V&I products than any product line I'm aware of in the entire industry of wellness, not just relational marketing. So you've got the products, you've got the support team, everything's in place. So what we want you to do is embrace that, take responsibility, and lead by example. And what I encourage you to do is ask yourself what I call the accountability question. If everyone in my V&I business did what I did today, would my business have grown? That's a powerful question. If everyone on my team did what I did today, would my business have grown? Now, some days when you're leading by example, you're walking the talk, you're setting the pace for your team, you're going to feel good about that answer. Sometimes you're not. So don't use it as a club to beat yourself over the head, but use it as an opportunity to course correct. Because what happens, and this happens a lot in this business, this is a little bit more advanced leadership, but I'm going to go ahead and release it to you. Sometimes when we build a business to a certain level, we start trying to manage the team. And we're not personally bringing on new customers. We're not personally bringing on new representatives and new partners. And we're managing the team. And that's the wrong way. You go into management mode, guess what? What the parents do in moderation, the children do in excess. So you're going to duplicate yourself whether you intend to or not. So when you go into management mode, once you hit director or executive director or vice president, when you go into management mode, then your team, as they hit those levels, they're going to go into management mode. Pretty soon you're going to have an organization of everybody doing nothing except looking at their back office every day and hopefully continuing to take the products, which would be good. But leadership by example, make sure you're continuing to set the pace for your team. Make sure you're doing the things that you want your team to do. That way there's authenticity and there's power. There's moral authority in your coaching and training. If you're telling your team to do something that you're not doing, it's an interesting leadership principle. That's not going to be as effective. But when again, well done is better than well said. So learn, apply, taking that applied knowledge, that action, leading by example, and then teaching others to do the same thing. There's so much more influence. There's so much more power in your leadership, in your teaching, when you're teaching something that you're actually doing. That's the key, folks. Beware of management mode. If you're taking notes, and even if you're brand new, this might be a little bit beyond where you're focused right now, which is all good. It'll make more sense to you when you review these notes in 2 months or 3 months or 6 months. Okay. Beware of management mode. Lead by example. Okay. All right. We're gonna do it now. Here's what's interesting. We're gonna do a quick adjustment here as we go through. We had a leader. I had a emerging leader. I'm not going to mention his name because I'm going to introduce him with some pomp and circumstance on an upcoming event. But we had an emerging leader from the province of Alberta, Canada, that was he's part of Dwight Halstead's team, part of Michael Saletti's team. We were going to feature him. He prepared a wonderful training, and he obviously part of Ed and Gina Bender's team. And his internet crashed in Alberta. Now, obviously, we know that's not Hurricane Florence, but he is up near the Canadian Rockies, up in the Alberta province of Canada, and so we're going to rain check that. He's a very, very bright individual, very passionate about the V&I mission. He and his wife, Gina and Esther, and I'll formally introduce them at an upcoming event. But they're executive managers, probably going director this month. They've got a young, fast-growing team, a lot of good stuff happening, so we'll rain check that. Now, with that being said, it is my privilege. We had our fearless leaders, Gina and Ed Bender, are always, you talk about leadership by example, they're always leading by example. They're always putting new customers into the business, bringing on new partners. They're always on the events. They never miss an event, literally. They're the epitome of leadership by example, and it's no wonder that they are the top income earners in the entire world of Victory Nutrition. And so I've asked Gina Bender. Gina, let's get you up here. I'm going to change the format here. Bear with me here. This is a little bit child-proof for me. Hold on. Let's see. I'm going to do it this way. All right, Gina, I'm going to make you – hold on. Bear with me. See, folks, I'm still learning how to use the Zoom. I'm going to pin Gina. I'm making you larger and me smaller. That's a leadership tip right there. Gina, good morning. How are you doing?
I am fantastic. How are you, Jeff?
Awesome. Listen, thank you so much for joining us. And listen, we want to have, we call it a fireside chat, call it a poolside chat. We want to take a few minutes. Some of the newest members of the VNI family that are plugged into this event or listening to replay might not know yours and Ed's story yet, but they're going to, and certainly they're going to be blessed by your leadership as we move forward. But start with a little bit about how you and Ed learned about Victory Nutrition International from the very beginning. What attracted you to Victory Nutrition International? And then I've got a couple other follow-up questions from there.
Okay, well, we'll be glad to. Ed and I were actually introduced to our founder and CEO, Bill Downs, many years ago, probably 20 years plus ago. Actually, we've known you a little bit longer than Bill. And we've been in the industry, and we love this industry. It's just an amazing industry where the average person can create an above average income. And that's what I saw many years ago and what attracted me to the industry. And of course, I love helping people as well as Ed. And, over the years, we knew Bill, we knew his products, we knew his integrity. And, a few years back, Bill said, hey, I'm thinking about starting my own company. And we were excited because we knew that, well, I heard a leader say this one time, that we've got the cookie. Well, we've got something the other companies don't have. We've got Bill, we've got the science. And as you said, Jeff, in the training, we don't know of any other company out there that can back up science on the finished products. So that's pretty strong in itself. So that sets us apart from, the other companies out there. And again, we've got the cookie. So we knew that it was a win-win if we got involved with Victory Nutrition. It wasn't a matter of if, but a matter of when. And, getting involved and working with Bill has been fantastic. And of course, you were introduced to Bill and Kim, 2.5 years ago as an advisor to the company. And I'm sure you made the decision too, because we've got the cookie. And we are just, we couldn't be more thrilled for the new people coming on board, Jeff, because in the very beginning when we got started, we had one little tool. We had the live blood cell video. Bill and Steve did this incredible clinical study that changes the blood in 5 minutes for 100% of the people, 100% of the time. That's all we shared. To me now, we have such a simple and duplicatable system. I love Zoom. I was a little uncomfortable at first because I, wasn't used to this technology, but my goodness, with these recordings, we can share this anywhere in the world. I had a rep contact me yesterday, and he said, how can I get this message? I have a guy that's looking for another company. He's got 2,000 people in his company, and he's really looking for a home. And I said, well, you can share YVNI, you can share VNI Science, but I also sent him the link to the product and business overview. Actually, I sent a recording because I didn't know if he could make it on today's call. So, we have everything in place. It's only getting better. And the only way you lose in Victory is if you quit. You have to stay persistent and consistent. Get out there and share the message. Don't get complacent. Don't get in management mode. We're all guilty of it at some point. And, but you have to stay, like I said, consistent, persistent. And, I teach brand new people, hey, make that list. One of our successful leaders here in Charlotte, North Carolina, Miss Rebecca Sidden, is in the insurance business. And one of the best networkers I've ever seen. She carries everything with her. She carries the little book. She carries the supplements. And, she makes Victory a part of her daily life. And so Victory to her is her plan A, and her company is her plan B. So, a lot of us out there that do have, a job, I know, and we understand you can't just walk away from it, that you've got to feed your family. Look at this as a way to supplement, what you're doing. And we're here to help. Jeff, I am so thrilled you're here. And, I've always looked at you as a mentor, and as well as Ed. And I'm sure Bill and Kim were thrilled also, because I feel like now we have all the pieces of the puzzle to really grow Victory to that $1 million, onto a 10 million, onto a $100 million company and beyond, Jeff. I just could not be more excited. You know, I'm here in Charlotte, North Carolina, but I will support you anywhere in the U.S. and Canada with modern technology. I know 30 years ago, Jeff, when we got involved, we had the big bag phones and fax machines. And, you know, now we can build our business literally anywhere in the world. So,
absolutely. That's so true. Let me say one thing. You mentioned something so well. You talk about Rebecca as a perfect example of leading by example, sharing the products in the business with new people on a consistent basis. You know, the old saying that I'm going to probably not deliver it as well as I heard it, but if you were pulled over, you know, in this, when I say you, it's not you, Gina, it's all of us. If you were on any given day, if you were pulled over by a state trooper and accused of being a Victory Nutrition International authorized representative, is there enough information? Is there enough evidence in your car or trunk to be found guilty? You know, and that's, and so, you know, it's, if you think about it, if you're in the business, you know, you've got some of the tools, you've got, you know, the brochure, Protovite, rapidly absorbed nutrition. You've got Brain Reward, a course correction for the mind. You've got the N-Sorb, revitalize your metabolism. We've got the, you know, this is, as you, I know you use this a lot with your team, Gina, but you've got the tools, you know, you've got the product. You know, one of the best things, again, as I transition to my next question, you know, using the product publicly is really one of the best ways to build and grow. You know, literally, if you're taking a break in the day and you're choosing to take your Protovite, let somebody see you do it. You know, take it and say, oh, that's good. As you're rinsing around, you know, if you're at the office, and people are going to say, what is that? Well, I'm glad you asked. It's the most complete liquid nutrition program available. So what is your coaching to all of us on being prepared to do business? You need a little bit of product, a little bit of tools, and what would your tips be? I don't want to forget, you know, we do have some brand new members of the team that really have never built a business. So they're stepping out in faith. They're excited about the products, but they don't know how to do it. So what would your couple of key tips of encouragement be for those brand new members of the community that are plugged in today?
Okay. Well, I would suggest, first of all, don't give up, you know, make a list and get with your sponsor, or if your sponsor's not plugged in, or if they're a customer and they just introduce this to you and you see this as an opportunity to really build a significant income, you know, get with your upline leader. If you don't know who your upline leader is, you know, call customer care. They can point you to the right person to work with. And then from that point, you know, plug into the system, plug into the Zoom events. I know we have a resource sheet on our team site on thepathtovictory.com. Pull off that resource sheet. Everything is there, the YVNI, the weekly calls. So we try to make it easy, Jeff, for brand new people to find that information. And, you know, just be persistent and consistent. Do the three-way calls. I know when we got started in the beginning, Ed and I did lots of three-way calls. And know that we're not afraid to do those calls with anybody. And Jeff, you've even reached out and said, you know, that you're there to help the leaders and the team members do those calls. Because, you know, as Ed said many years ago, he said, you know, you're going to get a lot further with my family than I will, because when I was young, they saw me with a lampshade on my head, so to speak. So you know, you've got to use third-party credibility. If you're going to do this long-term and you're going to build a business, like you said, don't be the man out there on the island by himself trying to build this alone, because we will be all successful if we all pull together and we do this as a team. So
super. That's great. That's great coaching. Let me ask you this, Gina, last question for now, just for now. We're going to have you feature. In fact, you're going to be steering some of these. You're going to be leading the entire call. Some of these calls with some of your leadership team. What is your, for you and Ed? What is your vision of the future? Where do you see? You know, we're now doing business in the U.S. and Canada. We will grow this company tens of millions a month in sales just in the U.S. and Canada. I mean, the world is wide open. Then we're going to expand from there as we move forward. But what is your vision? I mean, you've developed, I always tell people, don't let the small money bore you. Don't let the big money intimidate you, because we're on a mission here. We're looking for missionaries, not mercenaries. But we don't shy away from the fact that there's a financial opportunity. You and Ed have worked hard and been blessed with a 6-figure residual with V&I. Where do you see this going? Not just for you, but as you know, y'all are servant leaders, you and Ed are. Where do you see the opportunity for everyone plugged in over the next 5 years and beyond?
For those who stick with it, Jeff, and, you know, work hard the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, Victory is going to be branded. People are going to know what Protovite is, kind of like, you know, Coke and some of the other things out here that have branding. Because our products are so strong, they do make a difference. And as that word gets out, you know, I always say build here in your backyard too. So many people say, well, when are you going to open up Australia? When are you going to open up New Zealand? You know, we've got people down in South America. We got people next door that need to hear about these supplements. So don't feel like that, you know, those markets can't be tapped, because with the internet, you know, I had someone reach out to me this past week from Europe. Now, they can't build a business, but they can certainly call customer care and order the product, because we're about a company about helping people to become beacons of health, hope, and abundance. And, you know, we've helped thousands of people so far. We're going to help tens of thousands of people. It's going to go into the millions. And I just see Victory Nutrition being one of the biggest companies. And I should say survive too, Jeff, because there's so many companies out there that we have to compete with. You know, 30 years ago, we had maybe 5 major companies that we had to compete with. There's lots of companies out there. And, you know, we hear every week of new companies popping up. I had a guy contact me yesterday about, you know, the CBD oil. Well, needless to say, I turned it around, and he's going to sign up next week and look at building Victory. And he'd heard about it several years ago, but didn't get involved, at least to the point to, you know, take this company as a serious company that's going to be reckoned with. So we're, you know, everyone listening in, Jeff, they are on the front of the bus. You know, they just have to take that seat, draw the line in the sand. Don't look left, don't look right, focus here, treat this as a business, and this business will reward you beyond your wildest dreams. So, you know, I am so excited for everyone, and I want to help everybody in this company as well as Ed. But I always, you know, Ed says, Gina, you're so good on the phone, you should help the people and let me help the hard ones. So Ed always says, hey, if you get my phone number, you've either done something really good or you've done something really bad. So we've all got our gifts and talents. Ed is a huge support to me. He helps me with a lot of the back end stuff, reports and, you know, phone calls, because we're blessing and helping so many people. You know, we get those phone calls, you know, what can we do for this or that? And I do want to make that statement that, you know, our products aren't intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. But if you give the body what it needs, the body does have the ability to heal itself. So let the body do what it's intended to do. You know, Leviticus 17:11 says, for the life of the flesh is in the blood. And, you know, these supplements nourish the cells, but it does it at the cellular level. Lots of supplements we take don't get in. You maybe get 10, 15, maybe 20% absorption. Here we're getting 100% absorption, Jeff. Yes. So no, you know, if you don't have that belief level up, for those that are listening, you know, watch some of the videos, learn from those who have already been there and had some success. And like I said, I think it's important to plug in. That's a key to building this business. Plug in and, you know, treat it like a business, and we can help you shorten your learning curve.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Gina. Those are words of wisdom, and I hope everyone will listen to the replay of this again. I know everyone's taking notes. I'm taking notes. Great feedback, and I want to put a spotlight on a lot of the wonderful nuggets of wisdom you said. Two things. You know, you talked about the fact that you're comfortable and effective, and your supportive partner in life and husband, who also is phenomenal on the phone, by the way, because I've heard him over the years historically. You didn't get good on the phone by accident. You got learn, apply, teach. You put in the time, and that's an important point. The more you do something, the better you're going to get, and that's exciting. But the other thing is treat it like a business. As you said, Gina, treat it like a business that'll respond like a business, even part-time, even if that's only a few hours a week. Focus, commit to those few hours a week consistently, and watch what happens. So, Gina, thank you so much for your continued leadership, for yours and Ed's leadership, and I appreciate so much all that you shared today on the call.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you. Talk to you soon. All right, folks. Well, listen, let's move forward to the home stretch here. All right, so here's what's interesting. There's 4 things. If you look at what we do, well, if you want to really simplify what we do to build and grow this business, we do 2 things. We use the products and we share the products in business. Okay? We use and share. And then we teach others to use and share. So if you're brand new, keep that in mind. I want you to keep that at the forefront of your mind. At the end of the day, as you're going through the learning curve, that's how ultimately you want to stay at what I call point of share. How many new people are you going to share Victory Nutrition with today? That's where the rubber meets the road. The accountability question, how many did you share? How many new people did you share VNI with between yourself and your team yesterday? How many are we going to share today? What's our goal for tomorrow, our activity goal? So it's all about sharing and caring with a smile on your face, love in your heart. As Gina said so well, the world needs these products, folks. The consumers are spending billions and billions and billions of dollars on wellness, nutritional supplements, fitness, and anti-aging. And yet chronic illness, chronic disease is continuing on the rise. Folks, we have scientifically proven cutting-edge products that you can't get anywhere. You can't get these anywhere. And the world needs these products. The world needs these products. And so again, we're not out there making health claims. You don't have to. People are not, people are interested in feeling better, having more energy, avoiding and preventing disease, not just living longer, but living better, not just adding more years to their life, but more life in their years. People are interested. We're the most overfed, undernourished society in the history of the planet. And people need what VNI has, but they're not going to learn about it unless you and I set some activity goals and get out there and share. And that's what this is about. So 4 things that I want you to focus on, 4 things in building your business. And we don't have time to go deep, but we're going to pick some of these upcoming Saturdays and go deeper in some of these. Number 1, decide what you want. Okay, what is it you want out of your VNI business? Why are you launching the business? And what is it that you want to achieve? Okay? Very, very important. What is it? That's your why. You've got to have a mentor of mine used to say, you got to have a dream that you're willing to fight for. So is it to pay off debt? Is it children's education or grandchildren's education? Is it you're looking at retirement, or you're in retirement and you're not comfortable? You feel like you and your family are at risk. I'm a big believer in creating a secondary cash flow. And even before I was blessed to learn about Victory Nutrition International as a consultant, strategic consultant to Bill and Kim Downs, and then now as blessed to be president, serving all of you in this amazing mission that we're on with Victory Nutrition, I've been a believer in diversified income. Too many people have all of their financial eggs in one basket. They're literally, most people that you and I know have one primary source of income. And if that income dried up in 30, 60, 90 days, they would be in trouble. And so it's been said the time to dig a well is before you're thirsty. So the mission, the Victory Nutrition mission of helping people become beacons of health, hope, and abundance, that's physically with our amazing products, but it's also financially, folks. There's a need out there. I read a report within a study that was released about 4 or 5 weeks ago that said domestic bankruptcy for men and women in the United States, 65 and older, is happening 3 times faster than it did in 1991. So let me say that differently. Men and women 65 and older are declaring bankruptcy personal bankruptcy 3 times more frequently than they did in 1991. Folks, the world needs our products. The world needs some financial, even a $500 to $1,000 a month residual. And folks, we have people all over the U.S. and Canada that are generating that type of part-time income with this business model. Folks, that's life-changing. So back to the question, decide what you want. What is it that you want out of why are you building this business? And the more you can add clarity to that, the more you can write that down. And if you're a believer, a person of faith, think about it, pray about it, focus on it, write on it, get some clarity. And that's your driver. That's going to keep you going, to make that extra phone call, to make that follow-up call, to plug into a Zoom event on Saturday when you don't feel like it. That's the key. It takes commitment. Commitment is what is left after the emotion of the moment has passed. So it's not easy, but it's doable. It's simple. The thing Jim Rohn used to say, the things that are easy to do are easy not to do. And what we want you to know is we want to speak some encouragement to you today. We want you to know that you can do this, and we're going to help. You can do this. And there are men and women from different backgrounds all over the U.S. and Canada that are actively sharing this mission of hope and health and abundance and vitality. And you can do it. If they can do it, you can do it. And we're going to help you every step of the way. And that was great counsel from Gina, talking about making sure you connect with an upline success coach. There's somebody in your support team that's actively building the business, and they have a financial interest. That's the power of the Victory Nutrition model. They have a financial interest in helping you succeed. I call that selfish generosity. It's free enterprise at its purest form. So decide what you want. Make sure you connect with a success coach that you can team up with. Don't be a lone ranger. That's part of plugging into the system as well. Team up with somebody there and team up to win. And I'll tell you one of the tips, and this wasn't on my agenda for today, but one of the tips is if you're brand new, one of your first mission focus points from a strategy for building your business is lock arms with somebody. Find somebody in your local market that wants what you want, that has a desire for some positive change, that will embrace the Victory Nutrition mission of becoming beacons of health, hope, and abundance, and sharing these products, blessing people with their physical and their financial health. Again, we're looking for missionaries, not mercenaries. That's the culture of who we are, and that makes us different than 99% of the people, with all due respect, 99% of the companies in the relational marketing business. We're looking for missionaries, not mercenaries. We want to bless people, help people long-term, get on these amazing science-based products, help them we're not talking about winning the lottery and hyping people. We're talking about, let's take the next couple of years on a part-time basis and help you create some significant cash flow. Let's take the next 3 to 5 years if your vision's big. Let's build a serious business together. We're going to be there with you every step of the way. Victory Nutrition International is going to be here a year from now. We're already almost 5 years old as a company, and we do millions of dollars of sales per year, millions and millions, but we haven't even gotten started. So as Gina said, you are at the right place at the right time. So you've got to figure out what it is that you want. That's number one. Number two, build a list. A list. Don't prejudge. I've learned a long time ago not to prejudge who's going to be interested in these products or who will be interested in the business. The people you think would embrace the products might not. The people that you think would embrace the business or wouldn't might end up being superstars. You just don't know. Here's the key. It's a sorting process, not a convincing process. Your mindset needs to be share and expose, not sell and recruit. So when you get back, you want to connect your vision. Again, what is it that you want to create? Back to point number one. What do you want out of this business? Maybe it's travel. Folks, I'm sitting here, I'm going to see if I can do this for you. I'm in my hotel room on the 14th floor overlooking the Baltimore Bay. Folks, this is, this business, that's right out of my hotel window. I shouldn't move it around so fast. Sorry about that. But that's right out of the hotel. That's the bay in Baltimore. And you have, if you like to travel, then write down the places you want to go. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to take your family? Where do you want to take your children, your loved ones? And it's not about materialism, folks. It's about creating experiences for you and for your loved ones. make sure you really connect to what it is that you want out of your business, and hang on to that and review it and reflect on it and pray over it every day. Then translate that into action. Learn, apply, teach, and make that contact list. How big is your contact list, folks? Who do you want to share VNI with? Don't prejudge, but prioritize. Put it in front of influencers, men and women that you know. And I'm not talking influencers wealthy. I'm talking, it could be a football coach, a preacher, a pastor, a single mom, somebody that you can bless, somebody that you know. Don't always go just to the people that need the product because they're sick. That's not, I'm not saying you don't put it in front of them, but we want to share this product with people that believe in prevention, that want to have more energy, that want to, maybe they're healthy and they want to stay healthy. We want to share the business model with people, not just people that are desperately in need of financial change, although we're going to include those folks, but also people that are already successful. That's one of the keys to grow this thing, is put this business model and these products in front of influencers. And they're going to see the timing. They're going to see the science. They're going to see the credibility. And many of them are going to want to be a part of this mission, because they know we've got almost a 5 year, we've got a rock solid foundation, but we're the best kept secret in wellness. We're the best kept secret in the entire industry of relational marketing. And so they'll see that. And so decide what you want, build a list, and then it gets down to what I call, and write this down, and we're heading in the home stretch here, but write this down, the pattern of activity. Mastering the pattern of activity. When I say that, and when your leaders say this as we move forward together, what we're talking about is the pattern of activity of sharing the VNI products and sharing the business. Okay? Inviting somebody to taste some ProDivide. Inviting somebody to listen into the Zoom presentation. And by the way, real important, folks, the Saturday Zooms are not designed for prospects, because this is a training on how to build a business. Now, if you've got somebody that's been looking at VNI for a while, and they're interested in the products, and they're deciding if the business is a fit, then this would be great. Send them the recording, invite them to the live event. But the Thursday night event, that is for guests. That's designed to teach people the product and business overview, learn about the products, learn about the business. So it's that pattern of activity that's ultimately gonna be the key. That's the most important data point for your business. Okay, think about this. In the last week, since last Saturday, how many new people? Very important question, right? Draw a square. Draw a little square on your notepad. Draw a little square. That's supposed to be a square. I was in a hurry. Draw a little square. And in that square, think back on the last 7 days. How many new people have you shared VNI with in the last 7 days? People that never had heard about it, never tasted the product, never seen a video, and write a number in that box. And then ask yourself, is that number consistent with your vision of what you want to create with VNI for yourself and your family? Okay. And if your vision's big, but there's a goose egg in that number, in that box, then that means you're not doing the activities that you need to do to grow your business. So here's the key. Don't feel bad. Hit the refresh button. You're the CEO of your own VNI business. It's your distributorship. As an independent authorized member of the VNI family, as representatives, it's your business. So draw another square and ask yourself, in the next 7 days between now and when we get together next Saturday for our training, how many new people are you going to share VNI with? I want to encourage you to step out. I want to encourage you to learn, apply, teach. Go ahead and take some action. And pull out your chicken list, people that you haven't shared it with, and get out of your comfort zone. Get some support from your upline team. And just invite people to take a look at our products and our business. Share some information and follow up. If you're taking notes, invite, share, follow up. And we've got specific tools that'll help you along the way. One of the best follow-up methods, once you've invited somebody to learn about the products, maybe you forwarded them a video, if you locally, you shared some ProDivide with them, get them on the phone with one of your upline coaches, like Gina said. That's a 3-way call. That's where it's on-the-job training, so to speak, where your upline coach, who's got more experience than you, can help answer questions and move that discussion forward. And so I'm going to give you one more tip that we're going to teach more on next Saturday. And I want you to write this phrase down. The next step is. The next step is. All right, stay with me here. The key is we'll be done in 5 minutes. Let's say you've invited somebody to taste ProDivide. And they you tell them to rinse it in your mouth because it swish around your mouth for 30 seconds or longer, swallow, and they say, what was that? Well, I'm glad you asked. It is the most complete liquid nutrition program available. Simple, convenient, complete nutrition that gets in. You've just fed your body at a cellular level, and we've got science to back it up. Is that a product that you think might be a blessing to you and your family? And if you're brand new and somebody says, well, yeah, I'm open to that. You know what? I'm open to that. Well, and by the way, there's a business model attached to it. If you're interested, I don't know if you ever look at creating additional cash flow. And let's say that, I am interested. Or let's say you're having another discussion, separate role play. You bump into somebody, say, how's it going? Well, I don't like my job. I haven't had a pay raise in 10 years. I don't like who I work with. I'm struggling financially. Well, you know what? If there was a way to help you with that, if there was a way where you could take a $100 or so month investment in your health and turn that into $1,000 a month part-time cash flow, would that be something you'd be interested in looking at? Absolutely. Well, great. Listen, I'm gonna forward you a video. I want you to watch this presentation, one of our Zoom replays from Thursday night, not the Saturday, Thursday, product business overview. I'm going to forward that to you. Would you watch that tonight? They say, yeah. So you call them and say, what time can you watch it? 8. Well, I'll watch it about 8:30. Great. I'm going to call you at 9:15. And you call them and they say, did you watch it? What did you think about it? Then you listen. And I know I'm hitting you quick, but I want to give you some ideas of how simple this process is. Once you get used to leveraging the tools and working as a team with your upline coaches. Well, you know what? It looked good. I've got some questions. Okay, listen, great. I'm expanding my team. I'm putting a few key leaders in place. The next step is I want to introduce you to one of my partners who's really having great success with Victory Nutrition International. And I think he or she can answer your questions. And again, we're looking for a couple key leaders that want to take this mission of health, hope, and abundance across the U.S. and Canada. So the next step is, that's a great phrase to move people to a good yes or move people to a good no. So here's the key. It's a process. And what you want to get good at, Jim Rohn used to say, success is a couple disciplines repeated consistently. Failure is a couple errors of judgment repeated daily, repeated consistently. And so what we want to help you focus on is the couple of things that you can get good at. The more you do it, the better you're going to get, that are going to grow your business. And it all comes down to how many new people are you sharing Victory Nutrition with on a consistent basis? How many are you going to share today? How many one person's good, break the zero. This is one of the visions that I've always had, and I want to encourage you to embrace it. I call it breaking the zero. What if everyone on your team in the month of September brought on at least one customer or one representative that placed their product order and set up their subscription? What if everyone on your team did that? Guess what? Your business would double. The things that are easy to do are easy not to do. That's a beautiful goal. I call that breaking the zero. Everyone on your team, work on it as a culture. At a minimum, some of you have bigger goals than this, and that's great. But every single person breaks the zero, meaning you're expanding our mission, you're expanding your business, you're taking one step forward towards your goals. But you're going to add one personal customer or one personal representative with a product order on a subscription in the month of September, between now and the end of the month. We're halfway through the month. If you've already done that, rinse and repeat. Do it again. That's awesome. You're leading by example. If you haven't, why not? Spread this mission to your team. Break the zero. And what we want to focus on is that pattern of activity. Invite, share, follow up. And one of the best follow-up methods is, the next step is, I want to introduce you to one of my coaches, one of my partners that can help answer some of your questions. That's the three-way call that Gina was talking about. So for some of our leaders, we have to remember that brand new members of the community, they don't know what a three-way call is for. They don't know the purpose. They don't know how to do it. We have to teach them. It's one of the best follow-up methods available in our business. And it takes the pressure off that new member of your team and lets them learn while you're doing, because you're on the call while your upline coach is answering questions and moving the process, moving the conversation forward. It's on-the-job training. So invite, share, follow up. That's the pattern of activity. So as a recap, as we close, here we go. Decide what you want. What's your vision? Number 2, create a list. Number 3, share V&I with people on that list. Invite, share, follow up. And number 4, plug them in the system. Okay, that's the pattern of activity. Decide what you want, build a list, invite, share, follow up that list, plug them in the system, rinse and repeat, and then teach them to do the same thing. Learn, apply, teach. Now, folks, if you're brand new, we've covered a lot of information. So you can watch this recording, review your notes, but take it a step at a time. The most important thing is get good at sharing. Okay? Get good at sharing. Folks, what we want to do is make a friend, find a need, transfer the feeling. So as you're connecting with people, listen to needs. Listen for the ways that you can help people physically with these products and financially with this business. That's the key. Sharing and caring. We're looking for missionaries, not mercenaries. So as you move forward, you're going to continue to learn. But that's the most important thing. You've got that square, hopefully, that you wrote in front of you, and you've got a number in that. How many new people are you going to share Victory Nutrition with, the products and or the business, in the next 7 days? And then hold yourself accountable. Lead by example and teach and train your team to do the exact same thing. So, folks, the next step is for us. We want you to have a wonderful day, a blessed weekend. Tuesday night at 9 o'clock. Join us for our monthly corporate leadership call. I'm going to be introducing you to an emerging leader whose business is absolutely exploding, and he's going to share some specific tips on exactly what he's doing to grow his business. In fact, he personally sponsored 3 share and grow packs in the last 4 days. So we're going to learn what he's doing, how he's doing it, and the people are buying into the mission, our mission of wellness, our mission of fiscal wellness, financial wellness, physical wellness with the products, and he's building an amazing team, and we want you to learn from him. And we're also going to do some recognition, some corporate updates. It's going to be an awesome event. So stay plugged in. Tuesday night at 9 o'clock Eastern, of course, our monthly corporate leadership call. So on behalf of Gina Bender and Ed Bender and the entire V&I family, thank you for investing in your future with us. This is such an important mission, folks. And I'm so honored to be in business with all of you. I'm so honored to be committed to this mission of helping people become beacons of health, hope, and abundance. It's an extraordinary mission, and folks, it's meaningful, and it's an awesome responsibility and an awesome privilege. So, on behalf of all of us at V&I, the entire family, of which you're an important part of, have an awesome day and a blessed weekend, and we'll be talking with you and to you on Tuesday night at 9 o'clock. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. God bless. Bye-bye.